What's up, big ballers, shot callers? Big Ken here. Welcome for the Grid to the Room Sports Talk Show. Join my co-host Monty Brown. How's it going, brother? Always good to do a show with you.
Hey, what's up, man? What's up, man? I missed out last week. You and Dwayne held it down. Good job.
Thank
Let's
you.
see if I can pick up where you guys left off today.
Oh, I'm sure you can. I'm sure you can. Yeah, Dwayne does a real good job, man. I love how Dwayne opens up our show, and
Yeah.
yeah, he Dwayne does a great job. We'll try to get him back for some NBA conversations here in the near future. All right, folks, this is what we got in store for today. Another great episode. Two main topics for today's show. We're talking about this big deal with Tennessee quarterback Iamaleava being let go of the team. He was requesting more NIL money. Tennessee coach was like, nope, that's not what our program's about. He let him go. Big talk in college football, college sports in general with this
Mhm.
NIL the past 2 or 3 years. And then,
Wow. Yeah.
then after that, talk about some first round matchups in the NBA. There's a couple of play-in games still being played tomorrow night, I believe, for some the eight to find out who's going to be the 8 seed for the East and West.
Yes.
So the 7 seed is already locked. It looks like for both East and West, but the 8 seeds still we don't know. So we'll find out tomorrow who is going to be the 8 seed. Um, so that's our show for tonight. And anything else we could think of, like I said, we're from the grid to the rim and anything in between. So anything sports related that just pops in our head. But those are our two main topics. Let's talk about this Iamaleava, man.
Wow.
Well, what do you got to say about that, Monty?
Man, it appears we have the first ever holdout in college football. I mean, we've heard that term thousands of times in the NFL. It happens every year. Seems like every team there's some type of holdout for whatever reason from spring training, spring practice, what have you. But looks like Nico here set a precedent here for other athletes. If that's good or bad, I don't know. I think that's towards the negative, in my opinion. But
It's what?
man, I think it's towards the, in my opinion, that could be a bad thing for college. Uh, I don't know, man. It's the thing is what happened here, and for you folks who don't know, we talk about NIL. It's name, image, and likeness where some college players can get paid for it, their name, image, and likeness. And Nico here had a deal with Tennessee or a third party, whoever they were, where he would get paid at least $2 million a year, and he wanted to restructure that deal to $4 million. And the folks up in Tennessee said pretty much, "Not by the hair on my chin, chin, chin. Get out of here. We're not having it." And I don't blame the folks up there. I mean, that's
It's
he
a
has a
lot of
deal. He's
money.
still with. Yeah, it's a lot. So, man, that's and again, it's not illegal. It's not against the rules. It's a first. It hasn't happened before, and unfortunately, it probably won't be the last. So I don't know, man. What do you think?
I commend Tennessee too. There's a lot of talk about this. This he was already getting $2 million a year. Um, I think players just being greedy. He was being greedy, but at the end of the day, though, the sad thing is I was praising Iamaleava in the college football playoffs when we're talking about it during the holidays during Christmas and New Year's. I like Iamaleava. I like how hard he played against Ohio State, even though they got their butts whipped. He was playing well. He has so much talent, and I thought he showed a lot in that game, like his toughness, like mentally from a football standpoint.
Mhm.
I'm disappointed in him, but at the end of the day, folks, there's a lot of people saying crazy. I mean, I agree with what Tennessee did, but here's the flip side of the coin. This kid is only 19 or 20 years old. I think he's wrong for asking for money, Nico Amaleva, but here's the thing, folks. He's 19 or 20 years old. He's just a young adult. His brain isn't even fully developed. I mean, some people are saying horrible things about him. Like, I don't think he's a bad human being. He's just part of this
No.
new generation where I don't agree with it. You don't agree with it. My dad definitely doesn't agree with it because he's had all kinds of posts about this already. I don't know if you've seen my dad's post about he's so happy about with
No,
what
I'm gonna have to
Tennessee
catch up
did.
on that. That should be interesting. Boy,
Yeah.
we'd
And
love
I
to
agree
get
with
him on
my
the show, man.
yeah, I should get my dad on the show. And I agree with my dad overall, but some people are just gonna say nasty things though. I don't think my dad is doing that, but I don't think nasty things need to be said, but I just support what Tennessee did. But at the end of the day, he's just a 19 or 20-year-old kid. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Um, but I think Tennessee did the right thing. I think they set the president about, yeah, like college kids are getting greedy. Um, I've heard of other players asking for more money before, or they don't go to that team because like before they get their deals set up. I've heard
right,
of that before. Like
sure,
they're trying to go to Texas A&M or they're trying to go here and they're asking for this before they get like they're asking for this before they hit the port. Like when they're in that before the transfer portal and NIL, they're kind of negotiating. That's how I
right,
know it. 'Cause I know the transfer portal
right.
has a big deal to do with this. Um, and like I was saying before about that, just real quick on that, like I'm okay with the transfer portal for what it used to be, like for like guys like Larry Johnson, who I mentioned, you know, Dalton Connect, guys going to bigger pastures because they played at lower levels of basketball and they're moving up to D1. Like I'm okay with the transfer portal for that, but the
Mhm.
problem with the transfer portal, how it's connected to NIL, is like the money, and that a lot of people think the money in college sports is what's going to ruin it, and they might be right. Well, we'll know in the next couple of years, but we already talked about how it might affect March Madness with mid majors maybe not doing as good because mid
Mhm.
majors are hurting now because the good players are leaving to try to get money at other schools. So a lot of people think it could ruin college sports, like I already said, and a lot of people liked the purity, like I said a couple of years ago when we had this show with me and Dwayne. That they liked the purity of college sports because they weren't getting paid and they're playing their hearts out, their guts out to try to get paid later on in the future by making the NBA, by making the NFL. Like they were trying to get to that point, you know what I mean? But flip side of the coin, before I turn it back to you, like what Dwayne said, what we talked about the Fab Five on this show 2 years ago, name, image, likeness. Like I said, overall, I agree with what Tennessee did, but you have to understand another perspective. If your name is being thrown around, they're making millions of dollars off you. That is the other side of this. Colleges are banking some serious money. I mean, we talked about the Fab Five, how much money Michigan got with the Fab Five because they're so famous, as all five freshmen playing for Michigan. A lot of money's coming in. So there's gonna be people on the flip side of the coin saying they're okay with college players getting paid because these colleges are making a lot of damn money. So the players can get a little bit of a piece of that. So I don't know what else you got to add to Monty, but it could go either way. But overall, I don't like it. I think it will ruin college sports. I'm with my dad. I don't like it as a whole, but I can't fault a kid trying to get money though either. Because if it's there, I mean, you're gonna try to get it if it's there, kind of deal, you know. So, and if our
Mhm.
kids are doing, like I said many times before, if our kids are doing it, we'd probably be all about it. Oh yeah, get the money, get the money, get the money, man. Because you
Mhm.
want what's best for your kid. So I don't know what's up, man.
Well, as well, they should get paid to an extent. And one thing I might want to add, it's not just him. From what I understand, his dad's involved a little bit, and he has an agent. I think most of these kids do have an agent.
Mm-hmm.
And like you mentioned, they're young. They they're not quite sure how to deal with money yet, and I'm sure 10 years down the line, he may revisit the situation, and he might want to do this a little different. I mean, that's what I'm thinking. And let's just remember that they're not getting paid through the university. There's a third party involved. These kids at one time were pretty much forced to sign autographs, do car commercials without getting compensated for it. Now they can, and as well they should. Universities making money off them.
Yeah.
But man, like I told you the other day, I'm starting to rethink my thoughts on this NIL deal situation. I thought it was great at first, but at what cost? If if this is going to happen every year, I might have a little bit of a problem with it. Maybe college sports, the NCAA might rethink it, tweak their rules a little bit. I know the different states vary. Different states, different universities have their own rules. Some don't even have the NIL rules. I mean, it just depends. Mainly these top schools, but I'm on the fence as well. I just I don't like what's coming because he will not be the last one. There's going to be more holdouts trying to get what they want. Um, where he's going to go, I don't know. I know he's from California, somewhere Long Beach area. He may go back somewhere to the West Coast. I'm hearing UCLA for less money. I mean, nobody's going to pay him $4 million. It's pretty much safe to say that. I don't see it. I just don't see it.
But maybe they're going to give him more than Tennessee giving him right now, 2 million maybe.
Maybe the same
Well,
what he's
his needs to
getting.
try to like get a place to play because if he's not going to play for Tennessee, he's not
Yeah,
getting no money then, right? So
right, right.
he needs to,
So,
yeah, he needs to
yeah,
play.
man, this is a touchy subject. It's unfortunate. I mean, he was the top top two quarterback coming out of high school with him between him and I think Arch Manning, if I'm not mistaken. And to have this black eye, man, it's unfortunate. He probably just took some bad advice somewhere. I'm thinking. I don't think this was all him.
No, I'm sure it's not all him. Like I said, everyone has sports agents, and sports agents are heavily
Yeah,
involved in anything going on with the players that are underneath you as being their agent. So
yeah,
obviously, agents are trying to get what they can for them. They're always trying to
sure,
work out a deal. So
sure.
um, I don't think it's the last holdout, but this could stop future holdouts. Maybe
Hmm.
I think more will happen, but this could stop it because basically, University of Tennessee was the first people to say no, and this might make other universities say no also. So that's kind of a good thing in
Yeah.
my opinion.
Hmm.
Um, the problem is this that they created NIL, man. I think that's the foundation of this whole thing is that's what some old people are gonna say. Like if NIL didn't exist, then this we won't even be talking about this right now.
No.
Um, so that's a big part of it too, because that's what I was saying earlier. When people can get money, they're gonna try to ask for it, man. So
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and like I said, we could be doing the same thing. Like I said, people. I'm not saying I'm for it, so don't. I hope my words aren't mixed. I'm not sending a mixed message, but I'm just talking objectively, both sides here. You know, like I said 100 times before in the show, if your son, daughter, niece, nephew, grandson, granddaughter was involved in this, maybe your opinion still has to stay the same. You might just be hardcore, like, hey, I don't agree with what you're doing. Like, I don't like it, and that's fine. But other people might be all for it, saying, hey, man, because their opinions might change when someone they know is involved in it. Because I think opinions are different a lot of times when you're not involved in it, and then you just have like a complete outside perspective, and you're not
Hmm.
even you have nothing to do with it. So I think that's big too.
Yeah.
But good on Tennessee, man. Yeah,
Yeah. Good for them.
Iamaleava shouldn't have done that, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think he was being directed by someone else, and he did what he did. I'm disappointed more than anything. So yeah, but like I said, I'm not against the kid. Like I said, he's a talented guy. Number two quarterback coming out in high school football in America. I mean, he could play. It's just, you know, some people only watch professional sports because of all the money bickering and things like that. That's why people were resorting to college, like I said earlier, too, kind of
Right.
rehashing that again. Like people liked college because they're tired of NFL and NBA players crying all the damn time, or like I said, holding out.
Hmm.
People don't like that, man, because they're thinking like, damn, dude, you play a game for a freaking job. Like, come on, man. So that's why they're getting irritated. Like, we're not saying you guys shouldn't get paid, but like you're complaining about like, I mean, you're already filthy rich. I mean, you're and then, you know what I
Yes.
mean?
Millions. Millions.
You're getting millions already. You
Mm.
know, I think most people don't mind that they're getting paid a lot of money, but because that's what the American dream is all about. Like rags
Yeah.
to riches. You know, and not just in sports. If you're at the best of anything you do, there's gonna be more money. There's gonna be more money for you. If you're a doctor, if you're a lawyer, if you're whatever you're doing, if you're the top of your craft, I mean, you're gonna be getting paid some serious money, man, or at least more
Yeah.
money than what someone who just starting off is. I mean, that they're just entering the workforce at an entry level position,
Yes.
but the money is the difference, though. That's what people argue. Yes, they'll be like, yes, Ken, that's true. Of course, entry level workers aren't going to make as much as a supervisor or a president of some, a CEO making millions.
Right.
Um, but the money differential is huge. That's what one thing people will say. You know, but I just know we always strive to try to get better jobs. Like even me now, I went to a shipyard job to get a pay raise and to try to get more money for myself and my family, more for retirement.
Sure.
But like I said, the money difference is huge. So between what I'm getting and what some guys making 20, $30 million a year. Um, some people just think they're getting paid too much money. What do you think about that? Like I've heard different conversations about that. One guy told me in a bar a long time ago, several years ago, that he's never against guys making more money if it's out there. It's a business, man. So what's your thoughts?
But the pro players or the college
Pro
players?
players, yeah, pro players like
Well,
making
it's
like these 150 million dollar deals these days, $200 million.
the money's coming from the owners. They can pay these people. So I mean, it's yeah. I mean, the owners and endorsements. I mean, some players get paid more from the endorsements than their salary. I mean, Michael Jordan did, of course. I think LeBron is too. But man, it's yeah. I mean, if people want to pay them to sell their brand, if the NBA wants to pay, who's the best NBA player right now? Jokic. Yeah, you can argue. I mean, to sell their brand, I don't know. Jordan at the time. Uh, Nike paid them a lot of money to sell their brand. I mean, Gatorade, they paid them all that money to sell their brand. Yeah, I mean, it's what they're willing to pay them. That are they going to say no? Heck no.
No one's gonna
I
say
would
no. No player's gonna
no.
say no. I'm okay with the endorsement side.
Yeah,
To me, I didn't phrase the question the right way. The
no,
endorsements,
I know what you mean.
Gatorade,
Yeah,
Nike, I'm fine. But my question more is, and some people are going to say this, and some people can't even get season tickets to college games anymore because the reason why football tickets are so expensive or basketball isn't too bad yet. But the reason why football tickets primarily are so expensive because they have to pay these players, and that's why they think that it costs $200 to sit in the freaking nosebleeds on the 1,000 foot level. That's
yeah,
what people
yeah,
are gonna say. I don't care about the endorsement side. Yeah, if Gatorade, Nike, whoever wants to pay them, that's fine. But people are talking about like the owners or the league
yeah.
paying them. That's why and the way they cover these costs is to jack up ticket prices.
Mhm.
So so that's that
Yeah.
side too. But like I said, I'm not against the endorsement side. If you can get endorsements because
Oh,
they like you, go for it, brother, sister. But
yeah,
it's about the ticket prices. So and
yeah. That helps, and a lot of these owners will pay them more to keep them there. I mean, to keep them on their team. I mean, who knows? I mean, man, when this kid from Duke comes out, I mean, he's gonna get, yeah, he's gonna get. Utah's gonna pay him a lot because I think Utah's gonna pick him first. So just to stay in Utah, they're gonna have to pay him a lot. I mean, who wants to
yeah,
go to Utah?
Utah's Utah. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So yeah, they're gonna pay him a lot just so he can stay there. So yeah, your friend's right. It is too much, but I see why they get that amount.
Yeah, like I said, I see both. Like just being objective, I see both sides. I don't. Ticket prices can be lower. Like I said, I don't mind guys being rich because that's what the dream is about when you're a kid trying to make a professional team. You can get paid money and have fun doing it by playing the sport you love. That's the dream, man. Getting a dream job. But it's losing my train of thought. But it's just more about the tickets and
Yeah,
yeah, it's just. But how much money is too much money? Like, I don't mind them being rich, but like 150, $200 million, like that's just like, dude, this money can
yeah,
be going
that's
to other things in America, man. That's
yeah,
what some people might say. I don't know, man. Because we have
yeah,
people that need freaking money. We got homeless people. We got all kinds of situations in the United States,
yeah.
and you know, like I don't know.
No, it's a lot. I mean, and that number is just going to grow. Remember a while back? I mean, players were getting 50 million at a year. I mean, not a year ago, maybe
There is inflation
20 years
too.
ago.
That's part
And
of it. Yeah.
yes, I mean, and then right now, 50 million for these guys are nothing. They're getting 200 million. I mean, baseball, they don't have a salary cap, so I don't think they have a salary cap.
No, they don't. We talked about it last show when we did the torpedo bat. Like that's why Yankees and Dodgers got so many damn
Yes,
players because there's no
yeah,
cap.
yeah, it is a lot, but that number is just going to grow. I mean, I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a lot. Man, it's a lot. I agree.
it's a lot, man. It's just a lot, and it seems like that's why people don't like it. I know I'm being a dead horse. That's why people don't like it when they're complaining about, you know, they're making $80 million a year and they're freaking complaining. But at the same
Mhm.
time,
Right, right, right,
they're
right.
comparing themselves to players that have the same stats as them, and they're like, "Hey, man, I'm just as good as this guy, if not better." And that
Hmm.
comes down to the job piece. Like if I think I'm better, like if you're interviewing for a job, you're gonna sell yourself and why you're
Yeah,
better. But like I said, the money difference is like astronomical though. But it's the same
yeah,
point though. You're always gonna try you're always gonna sell the best part of
yeah,
yourself. You know.
yeah,
I don't know. It's just nuts,
yeah,
man. But
yeah. And we might see this with these college kids. Maybe there's some quarterback from, I don't know, maybe Arch Manning might say, "Hey,
well, do you think
I
there'll be a
think I'm
difference?
think I'm better than Nico." I'm not saying he's going to do that, but it might start something. Maybe I'm better than Nico. I want to
I
get
got
paid more
something
than
for
Nico.
that. This is kind of a
Huh.
tough question and maybe not a very fair question, and it might come off the wrong way. But you think people will make a big deal about it with Arch Manning doing it because he's a Manning versus some Iamaleava kid from
Ooh,
Hawaii?
boy.
That's a tough
Ooh,
question, probably not a fair
yeah,
question, but
yeah. I just threw his name out there. He most likely won't do that while quarterbacks. It would surprise me. That's just the name that came to my mind. But boy, that would be
there'll be a
ooh,
lot of controversy around that.
mhm. A show topic. I'm gonna write that down. Shoot, if that does happen.
Yeah, if that happens, because Manning's already got a lot of money.
Yeah,
Peyton Manning and Eli Manning's dad, obviously famous quarterback for New Orleans Saints,
yeah,
when they suck. He was a really
yeah,
good player on a bad team in the '60s and '70s with
yeah,
the Saints. You
yeah.
know,
Maybe that was a bad example I used, but just
no, it's
but
a good
you,
example. And
yeah,
in America, I'm not saying anything is wrong with the Mannings. I'm not trying to put, I don't know. I'm not trying to put anything into it political, but we don't. I don't know, man. But if something like that did happen, like
yeah.
it would stir some things up. Hopefully, it doesn't, because that just make things
No, no, no.
worse.
Yeah,
I hope it does not, because it'll just make everything worse, and hopefully, we can get to a better solution. It's all about problem solving and not trying to make it worse. So hopefully they could.
yes,
So hopefully, I just wish NIL would just go. I know it's not going to go away. I just wish it didn't. Yeah, I'm just not a big fan of it, but I do understand. Like I said again before we go to the NBA, I understand why some players want it when you're like what Dwayne was saying a couple years ago with the Fat Five, with when your name's being flown around, they're using your
mhm,
face, your name, and they're selling tickets off of you. And that's the flip side of the coin. Whether people agree with it or not is just imagine if you were that person they were making money off of. So um, that's it. But let's move on. People, what do you think about this, man? Obviously, me and Monty do
yeah, folks, tell
past
us, man.
20,
That's
25 minutes.
whew, it's a controversial topic for some of us. I mean, boy, man, I would love to hear your advice out there, folks. Let us know your comments or your take on that.
Yeah, I want to know too because it's interesting. And we don't care if you agree, disagree. You can have strong comments for us, against us. We don't care because we know it's a touchy subject, and there's strong feelings on both sides of this.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, it's an interesting debate. All right, NBA, man. Let's move to NBA. Let's transition to the NBA. There's a couple playing games, like we said at the beginning of the show. Hawks and Heat in the East, and the Grizzlies and the Mavs in the West. What do you got on this, Monty?
I didn't see. I saw part of this game. I didn't catch the end of the Hawks game the other day, where I think Trey Young got ejected. He was kind of playing keep away from the ref. He didn't like the call because there was a foul called on one of his teammates. Didn't like the call, so he had the ball, and the ref needed the ball. He just wouldn't give it to him and tried to
that
play keep away with it. Got tossed from the game, which
was
yeah,
stupid.
yeah, that was. And he knows it was, but boy,
Doesn't he have a
uh,
problem doing that? I heard that he gets teed a lot, doesn't he?
yeah, yeah, yeah. He's one of those. I mean, yeah, kind of outspoken. He'll do something.
Yeah, he's got to be
Yeah,
careful with his image, man. We're talking about name, image likeness for money, but you got to be careful of your image just having a bad
yeah,
reputation.
yeah,
And that going against you a lot of times, man. He needs to be careful.
Yeah, boy. But looks like they have the Heat on Friday for that AFC, like we were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Whew, boy, think they're in Atlanta. I'm still going to go with the Hawks.
I don't know who the Heat. Well, Heat don't have Jimmy Butler anymore. I know that much.
No, no.
He's with Golden State, and he's improved Golden State a lot. Yeah, I don't know who the Heat even has right now. Like I'm so like not I folks, I'm not well versed in the NBA right now. So you haven't seen too many games. I just see him here and there sporadically. Um uh I'll go with the Hawks because yeah, I still well, is Trey Young playing the next game? This game? Or is
Yeah,
he
yeah,
out?
he'll play. I don't think they'll sit him out in a game like this. They'll
Oh,
find him,
he's
but
not suspended. He's got kicked
no, no,
out.
no, no, no. They just teed him up and down kicked out of the
Oh,
game.
okay, yeah, he's coming back. Yeah, that
Yeah,
because that'll make a difference too if he wasn't
yeah,
playing.
yeah.
Yeah, I got Hawks because if he'll play, yeah, I got Hawks. He just needs to be careful.
Hmm.
I got Hawks.
All right.
Um, the eight seed in the West. Who you got before we move on to all the other East and West matchups?
You know
Grizzlies
what?
and
I really,
Mavs.
I really like this matchup. Boy, Anthony Davis the other night. I watched some of this yesterday when they played Sacramento. They beat Sacramento yesterday. Anthony Davis had a bad game and still scored 27 points. Man, that's pretty good. He's healthy finally. I like this Dallas team. I believe Kyrie Irving is still out. He won't be back, but it's a good matchup. You got the Grizzlies with John Morant, and that should be a good matchup. But just because I would like to see the Mavericks, I'm going with my heart on this one because I want to see the Mavericks in the playoffs after that trade.
Yeah. So far, I'm not disagreeing with you. I want the Mavs to win off my heart too, since we're both Texas guys. I would prefer the Mavs to win off of my heart.
Mhm.
And I know AD got. I know the AD Luka trade was huge, and
Yeah.
yeah, AD is there. Too bad Kyrie isn't playing it, but Mavs has some other good players still.
Yes, they
Obviously,
got.
they're really good miss Kyrie, but they got some other talented players.
Yes, they got some real good players. Yeah.
Um, I guess let's talk about the East first. So, I mean, we can talk about the 1-8 seed, whether it's the Hawks or Heat. I think 1-8 is pretty easy to decide, but there's been a couple
Yeah.
upsets. A long time ago, we know the young Splash Brothers were the 8 seed for Ghost State Warriors, and they upset
Hmm.
the number 1 seed Dallas Mavericks with Dirk Nowitzki in his prime. I think the Mavericks were 67 and 15 that year. Had a
Yep.
great team, and they got upset. And they got upset. So, and I know there's been a few other 1-8 upsets, but there's very few. So, Cavaliers disappointed me in the playoffs the last couple of years, but I don't think they're
Yes.
not going to lose no first round match. If they lose the first round matchup, I'll be shocked. So I think the 1-8 is pretty solid for
Yeah.
Cavaliers.
Yeah. Yeah. I have them sweeping whoever. Well, if they play the Heat, I'm predicting a sweep. If they play the Hawks, they'll win in six. The Hawks are usually a tough out whenever they're in the
Yeah.
playoffs. Young.
Yeah, Donovan Mitchell, them are good. They just can't seem to quite get their foot in the playoffs. They've been disappointed. They've had some good regular seasons the past couple of years in a row, but
Mm-hmm.
they tank in the playoffs. So we'll see if they make a mark in the playoffs this year. But I definitely think they'll get past the first round. For them, I think their Achilles heel is the second round, getting into the conference. The East, they haven't been in the East Conference
Yes.
championship game. They lose a lot in the second round, so they had to get out of the second round this year.
Yes.
Um, all right, 2-7. The defending champs Celtics, who shoot way too many threes. The thousand
Oh
times versus
gosh.
number 7 Magic.
Oh boy. If I'm not mistaken, I'm gonna have to look it up. Anybody correct me if I'm wrong on this. I believe Orlando gave the Celtics some trouble this regular season,
Yeah,
but I'm not gonna pick the Celtics to lose the first round. No
no,
way.
me neither.
No. I got the Celtics in six. As a Laker fan, I would love to see him get swept out of there. I know that's not going to happen, but
Yeah, not this early.
no, 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 no. No, I'm not going to do that.
Magic has a good young team. They got that. God, what's that guy's name? They have one of the Wagner brothers. He was
Yes,
really good, but they had
yes,
that other.
yes,
What's his
yes.
national Ranchero something?
Yeah. Gosh.
he's
Name's
good.
on the tip of my tongue, man, but I know who you're talking about.
Ranchero,
Yeah.
you guys know what I'm talking about. They have a good young team. I
Yes.
know they got Wagner. He's a good player.
Yes.
And they got some other good guys, but those are the two I know about. They're talented, but yeah, I don't see the defending champs losing the first
No.
round.
No. 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 Mm-mm.
You know, I don't, even though I'm not crazy about their playing style, like they won a NBA championship last year. So yeah, they'll
Yes.
win. I got them winning in five, maybe six tops, but probably five.
Yeah. Yeah.
This next matchup is interesting. The three Knicks versus six Pistons. Pistons are much improved. They were like one of the worst teams in the NBA last year, right? And now they're in the
Hey,
playoffs.
they were the worst team. They're the most improved team this year. They were 14 and 68 last year.
That's horrible.
14 and 68. 14 games, folks. Just think about it for a minute. Well, from 14 games to 40, well, 14 wins to 44 wins and getting the sixth seed.
That's 30
Incredible.
games, man.
Incredible. Boy, boy, boy. And they put it on the Lakers earlier this year. I watched that game and I thought they were still terrible until I saw that game. I'm like, oh, they're not the same Pistons team from last year. So
Yeah.
man, but no, gotta go with the Knicks. Gotta go with the Knicks. Going to New
Yeah,
York.
I'll probably go this could be a potential upset, but this might
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where I'm leaning. This might be an upset. This is definitely a potential upset.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's hard to trust the Knicks in the playoffs.
It's very hard to trust the Knicks. They've been
Yeah.
out in the first round the last couple of years. I think they've had some second round issues also. I know last year their guard Brunson got hurt. I think in the second
Yes.
round,
Yes.
middle of the second round, that didn't help out. Jalen Brunson is a beast.
Mm-hmm.
They still got Josh Hart just getting rebounds, kind of being Mister Everything. They have other really good players, obviously. Uh, I guess I'll go with the Knicks just because the Pistons haven't been in the playoffs and we don't know what they can do. And Knicks have been there, done that the past 3 or 4 years in a row. So that's the only reason why I'll probably go with the Knicks. But I'm telling you, the Pistons are on fire and they're hungry and they beat the Knicks. I will not be
Yeah.
upset. It'll be a great
Yeah.
upset.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
go with the Knicks so it's because they're experienced and they got Jalen
Yeah.
Brunson.
That's it. Yeah. That's why I'm going with them. I mean, this could go seven. This can go
Yeah, it
seven.
could go seven.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't be surprised, folks, if the Knicks have to win Game 7.
Yeah.
All right, 4 or 5s are always hard. Flip the coin. Pacers and the Bucks. Pacers pissed me off last year because they had Boston beat, and they just a couple times in that
Mm-hmm.
series, and they just kept on screwing everything up in the fourth quarter. They pissed me off last year. Pissed
Man, the
me off.
Pacers. Whew, the Pacers are always fun to watch in the playoffs. They're always exciting. They have explosive offense, a bunch of athletes. Man,
They got
I'm gonna pick.
Halliburton. He's playing still,
Yes,
right? Halliburton's
yes,
good. They got a good big man. They have a team,
yes.
man.
I'm gonna pick them in seven. I'm gonna pick Indiana in seven.
Man, we haven't gone against each other yet. I think the Pacers will make it out of the first round. I don't trust the Bucks. I know Bucks got Giannis.
Mm-hmm.
Doc Rivers is their coach, great coach, but I think he's kind of past his prime at coaching.
Yeah,
Hate to say that, no disrespect to him because he's a great coach. Got a ring with the Celtics back in the day with the original Big Three. They're the first team to come up with the Big Three with Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, and
yeah,
Ray Allen. They're the ones who started that. Um, he got a ring with that. Almost had 2 rings. I think they went to the championship 2 years and won one, lost the other, or got
yeah,
the Eastern Conference Final, something like that. They had deep runs 2 years in a row, either way.
yeah,
But yeah, I don't trust the Bucks. The Bucks did win it in 2020 or 2021 after the COVID year, but they
yeah,
after that they've tanked in the playoffs. They have not looked good
yeah.
in the playoffs since they won the NBA championship in 2021. So
Right,
I got the
right.
Pacers. It could be a 6 or 7 game series. I don't think it's definitely not going to be a sweep. This is a tough matchup. It's going to go 6 or 7 games, but I got the Pacers. All right, let's talk about the West.
Hmm.
Number one Thunder, very young team. They're number one seed last year. This is their second year in a row being a number one seed. They lost in the second round last year's number one seed. I wonder if they can make some noise and get to the Western Conference playoff or even the NBA championship. You
Mm-hmm.
know, what can the Thunder do this year? They're going to play either the Grizzlies or the Mavs. And me and you're both hoping the Mavs. Also, like I said, East 1-8 matchup is pretty
Hmm.
easy, except an occasional rare upset. But my question for the Thunder is more about what can they do after this first round. But I got Thunder probably sweeping it, or well, they might win one game, probably no more than 5 games for
Right.
them.
I think the Mavericks will give them a better series. I'm not going to predict the Mavericks to beat them. I mean, that's what I'm predicting to win that playing game. So yeah, I'm going to go up the Thunder, and I think the Mavericks can get two off them.
Okay, 6. I think
Six.
5, but they could.
Okay.
If they do, shoot, I'm gonna be mad. I'm
Yeah.
always looking for upsets. I'm like, oh man, this series is getting
Hmm.
interesting. Can there
Yeah.
be a 1-8 upset again? That's what people look for. All right, two Rockets who I know nothing about this year versus I know a lot about the Warriors, number 7, and we were just talking about earlier. Jimmy Butler has really
Yeah.
helped that team out with, Steph Curry, Draymond Green, and all the other players they got that've been there forever and a day. Kaminga's
Yeah.
there still. I think Kaminga's healthy now.
Yes.
Kaminga's another important young player. Kaminga was hurt, I think, the first half of this year. He's back. Um, Warriors got a veteran team, but I know very little about the Rockets, so I don't know how to judge this series. I know a lot more about the Warriors than I do the Rockets. So what do you got, Monty? I have no idea.
Uh, the Warriors are not your typical 7 seed, man. They've had a, I don't know the exact record. I think they only lost like 8 games or something like that since Jimmy Buckets has been there.
Yeah,
Playoff
he's
Jimmy's
changed
been
them
there.
completely, man.
He played like playoff Jimmy the other night. I mean, Draymond had good things to say about him. That he had nicknames for real. Yeah,
Mm,
and the Warriors, they're just not your typical 7 seed, having the players that they have, man. And
no,
that's the
they
team
have four
nobody wants to play.
championships. 4 championships.
Yeah, and I know it's a 2-7 matchup. I got news for you. Golden State's favorite to win this series.
I believe
So
it because no one knows. I don't know
yeah,
anything about the Rockets. I
yeah,
believe it completely.
yeah. So boy, I got this going 7. I got this going 7, but man, whew, and I'm gonna say the experience of the Warriors will win it in 7 games.
Man, me and you haven't been wrong yet, or not disagreed. Not wrong. We haven't disagreed yet. Yeah,
Yeah. Now they'll have to do it in Houston, but man, okay, that's all right. I'm
they
gonna still take
can.
them.
I don't think Houston's even playing the. I don't know when last Houston. This is the first time in the playoffs in the last few years. I think
They got some dogs, man. They're good, good coach,
they've
all
had
that.
some down years, but they're good. They're
Yeah,
really good this year. Obviously, being a 2 seed.
yeah.
I haven't seen them play no ball. That's why I know very little about them.
Mhm.
I've seen the Warriors play a couple times since they've had Jimmy Butler. And like I said, they're a totally different team.
Mhm.
And also, folks, you have to remember a couple years ago, the Warriors and the number 6. Well, I can't remember who was 6 or 7, but in the second round, the 6 Lakers and 7 Warriors were playing against each other,
Yeah,
if I remember correctly. So they both
yeah,
upset the first round. They were playing against each other in the second round a couple years ago. And I think the Lakers won the second round
yeah,
series. Yeah, they did because Lakers were 7 seed. Lakers won the second round series, and as a 7th seed, they played against the Denver
yeah. Denver.
Denver
Yeah.
Nuggets in the Western Championship Series a couple years
Hmm.
back. They got swept 4 games to 0, but they made it as a
Yeah.
7th seed to the
Right.
Western Conference Championship. So I got Warriors in 7 also. If Rockets win it, so be it. No disrespect to Houston Rockets fans. I still know much about this team, but like I said, I know a lot about the Warriors. Um, 3 Lakers, 6 Timberwolves. We know about Ant Man, the Timberwolves. They're
Hmm.
Rudy Gobert, their big man. Lakers obviously got LeBron James,
Got Luka.
AR-15, uh, all kinds of other players. I mean, they got the big trade. They got Luka, obviously the trade with we mentioned earlier with the Dallas and Lakers. They got Luka Doncic now.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, Lakers are loaded. They got Dalton Connects playing really good as a rookie.
Yes.
Uh, yeah, Lakers I think have a pretty deep team. Um, so what do you got, Monty? I got Lakers win it, but I want to know what you got first. I think Lakers will win it.
Man, I like Anthony Edwards a lot. I mean, I see a lot of Jordan in this kid.
Oh yeah,
Athletic. I mean, pretty much no weakness. I mean, I see a lot of Jordan in this young man, and in order for him to win this series, he's going to have to play that way. I mean, I'm not
yeah.
picking against my Lakers to do it. Get this. You believe that LeBron could be their third best player the way AR-15 is playing right now, and you got Luka?
Oh, that's crazy. I
You
don't think
might
he
be their
likes
third.
that very much.
Well, I mean, LeBron looks to pass the ball anyway, and he'll get it to AR-15, and he'll get it to Luka. But
Yeah.
just the way that Austin Reeves has been playing, I mean, lights out, man. I mean, lights
Oh,
out. I mean, improved
yeah.
every year. I mean, that's
Austin.
an exaggeration. Just the way things are going
No,
right
I
now.
got you, brother.
That's scary.
It is
But
scary him being the third best player, and he's gonna go in the Hall of
best
Fame.
player on that team. No,
Yeah.
I'm sure he's okay with that. I mean, he looks the pass first anyway, so he's
Yeah.
okay.
Well, LeBron James could do it 40 some years old. It's
Mhm.
pretty amazing.
But this is a matchup for him now.
Yeah,
I expect LeBron to have a big series here. Big,
I
big,
think he
big.
will.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with the Lakers in six.
I think it'll go 6 or 7. Timberwolves definitely gonna give him a hard time. I got Lakers
Hmm.
win it. They're too talented with Luka there now.
Yeah.
But Timberwolves got Atman, Rudy Gobert, and some other nice players on their team. They'll give him a hard time, man.
Mhm.
Like I said, there's no weaknesses in Atman. He's pretty dang good.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but I like how you mentioned AR-15 before we get into our last matchup and close the show. Folks, AR-15 played at University of Oklahoma. He was a very low draft pick. I mean, he kind of reminds me of the LA Clippers guy that was shooting threes. The Lakers coach for what?
Yeah.
Reminds me of the Lakers coach because Lakers coach first four. Well, AR Reeves didn't take 4 or 5 years to get developed like the coach for the Lakers, but the Lakers coach, it took him like about a good, you know, Jay Reddick, it took Reddick like
Yes.
4 or 5 years to get any playing time really in the NBA. He was mostly like a scrub player playing like when they're losing by 20 or up by 20, like the garbage minutes, so to speak.
Yes.
But he worked hard in his craft, and JJ Reddick became a freaking real deal with the Clippers, man.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
but this AR-15 guy is kind of the same way, but he did it faster. He had no one's really talking about him. They probably thought he was too slow, unathletic, probably couldn't do nothing. And yeah, he's really picked it up. So I think all the players out there, it's just like work ethic and
Hmm.
just keep on grinding away, man. That's what he did. And he's a player, man. He's a
Yeah.
player.
He's dunking on people and stuff. I don't know where they got the too slow from, but man, he
Well, I'm just saying that's probably like the image, like the stereotype he
yeah.
probably got because no one's really talking about him very much out of college. I mean,
No.
he's a decent player in
No.
college, but they didn't think he was going to be like at this level. They
No.
probably
No.
thought he'd
No.
just play like sparingly, like make a team, be like the 11th or 12th player making the team. He might get in every once in a while, like I said, but they didn't think he's going to be no dang starter doing what he's
Oh
doing.
no.
So, yeah, that's just that's what goes to show you, man. You never know, man. Um, 4 Nuggets versus 5 Clippers. What do you got, man?
I like this matchup a lot, man. You have
Yeah, this is a
Kawhi
hard
Leonard
one.
and James Harden, who you got Jokic. You can argue he's the best player in the league right now still. And boy, you got the guard Murray, I think. Uh, so man, that's going to be a tough matchup. Kawhi Leonard starting to play like Kawhi now.
Yeah, I was wondering about him.
So man, they're going to be a tough out. They're going to be a tough out. But this could be a 7 game series. I
Oh, it
might
probably
be the
will
best,
be. This is probably the
all the
hardest
better
matchup
matchup.
out of all of them.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Jokic and the crew to pull that out in seven. Denver, seven.
Uh, I'll go against you on one just to go against you. I get
Okay.
probably one.
All right.
Um, I don't really trust James Harden playoff record very much because James
Oh
Harden
yeah.
never gets it done. I mean,
I
well,
forgot about that.
in his
Yeah.
defense, when he was with OKC, he was a six man with Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. They went. I think
Westbrook.
OKC went to the finals twice and lost both times. And then Kevin Durant, KD wants to get traded to a
Yeah.
team to win a championship with the Golden State Warriors. He got a couple of rings there. No, he at least got one, maybe if not two. I know he got at least one though with Golden State, and maybe a second one. I can't remember, but definitely one for sure.
Mhm.
And then J Harden, JJ, Harden's been all over the place with the beard. Like I think he can get out of the first round though. But I do trust Kawhi Leonard because Kawhi
Mhm.
Leonard won a championship with the Toronto Raptors and they came out of nowhere. I trust
Yeah.
Kawhi Leonard more than I do the beard.
Yeah.
If he's healthy, and playing well, he put Toronto Raptors on the map. They can definitely upset the Nuggets.
Yes.
Um, that's why I think we'll go 7 games, but I'll take the Clippers just to have a different team. We couldn't be the same for all of them, but we'll see
Okay.
who's right and who's wrong. But
That's a
Nuggets
good pick.
obviously won the championship a couple years ago. They have a good team with Jokic and the 3-point shooter from Missouri, whatever his name is. Jack's always talking about him, the Mizzou shooter,
Yes.
tall, athletic. I know his name. His brother plays in the NBA. Also, they both went to University of Mizzou. They're supposed to come over. They're supposed to play for UW, and then something happened, and they
Oh
went.
wow.
Yeah, that was the story. Yeah, then they went going to Mizzou instead. I think the
Mhm.
coach was going to Mizzou. That's why. Um, but yeah, the Nuggets are talented though, man.
Yes.
But
Yes.
Jamal Murray is a beast too, like you mentioned. But I'm going
Yeah.
with the Clippers anyway. If Clippers are healthy and they're playing right, I think the Beard and Kawhi Leonard can get them out of the first round. I don't know how much further they'll
Mhm.
go after that. But I can see them getting out of the first round though.
Yeah.
Um, all right. Well, let's talk about closing. I'll let you close first, Monty. What do you got in closing, brother?
Well, man, we got the playoffs coming up. We're gonna try to do a show next week. Most likely the day of the NFL draft. We'll revisit some of our first round picks. So, man, folks, if you have any ideas of any other topics, I know that's pretty much all that's going on right now. Maybe something else will come up during the week. I mean, this NIL thing with Nico was a surprise to us. So, who knows what could happen. But man, just tell your friends about us. Like, subscribe, give us your ideas, man, and we appreciate those of you who watch. Just thank you.
All right, man. Well said, brother. Yeah. What I got in closing. Yeah. What do you think about NIL? That's the big subject for the day. Good or bad? What do you think about NIL?
Mhm.
I understand both sides. Like I said, I was talking about both sides being objective. Like I was saying, not being completely one sided. My thoughts are I don't like it as a whole, but I completely understand why someone does like it and why they want to get money. Like I said, I was being objective. So let us know your thoughts on that. Um, because it is it's interesting. It's a very interesting subject, and money entices people. Money does things to people, man.
Yes.
So let us know what you think about that. What do you think about the NBA playoffs? What's your predictions for the first round? Let us know who you think is going to win all these first round matchups in the East and West first round. Let us know who you think is going to win these two playoff games. They're playing tomorrow with the Hawks, Heat, and Grizzlies, Mavs. Let us know who you think is going to win this whole thing. Who is your champion? Can the Boston Celtics repeat? I probably should have opened up with that with
Hmm.
about the NBA. I forgot to open up with that, but the Boston Celtics have a good chance to repeat. So just let us know your thoughts on that. And yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Please leave comments. And yeah, we'll be back soon again, like Monty said, to talk about what happened in the first round and get us into some second round talk, man. So thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Have a good night.
Thank you, folks.